coming up on the show tonight. We look at the new bar opening times for the Rugby World Cup. We check out the man behind Canterbury's Larry the Lamb mascot. And we dive headfirst into a recent fitness craze. Stay tuned for all this and more. Good evening and welcome to the second episode of Offside. I'm Kirsty Stanway.
And I'm Emily van Veldhoven.
We're students from the New Zealand Broadcasting School, and each week we'll be delivering local Canterbury sports news to you guys at home from a different location around the region.
This week we're at the Russley Golf Course, so if you hear any... take cover.
Hopefully you can put up with the below par chat.
Yeah, maybe yours too.
Okay, first to tee off, Canterbury play Taranaki in a home semi-final on Saturday. Make sure you head down to AMI Stadium to support the boys in red and black.
It'll be an interesting clash because Taranaki are the only team to have beat Canterbury this season, so the locals will definitely be out for some redemption.
If they can score the win, Canterbury will host the final the following weekend. Now on to boxing. New Zealand heavyweight Joseph Parker will square off against powerful veteran left-hander Kali gonna get knocked out tonight Meehan. The 45-year-old is known for ending Shane Cameron's boxing career. He is almost twice Parker's age, and with a record of 42 wins and 5 losses will be a tough competition.
With the big matches of the Rugby World Cup just around the corner, there's high hopes that if Kiwis behave themselves, we could celebrate in the same style for other sporting events. This means great opportunity for business, and I went along to see what bar owners thought about it. A beer or two at the bar over breakfast. What better way to spend a Sunday morning watching a Rugby World Cup match? More than 30 bars around Christchurch have been granted a licence for extended hours for all games, making great opportunity for local businesses.
You might have semi-final, final time, you might have 100 punters in your bar, so if every second person has a coffee and a breakfast, just means good for turnover.
Under the Sale and Supply of Alcohol Amendment Act 2015, eligible licensed premises can open outside of their usual hours to televise live Rugby World Cup games. But for Dean, it's not all about the money.
Not about the bars profiteering because they want to be open early. People physically want to actually watch the All Blacks. They're probably the most watched New Zealand sporting team. So no, it's not an opportunity for us. We will profit from it, but it's not about us opening deliberately to say, hey, let's try to sell these people alcohol.
The bill was passed through Parliament 2 months ago with 99 votes to 21, and the Green Party were dubbed Fun Police after they feared the exemption would cause risk of drunken behaviour. But City Councillor Jamie Goff says we shouldn't assume these liquor extensions will cause trouble.
The availability of alcohol and having it more available is going to mean that there may be those instances where there is an increase for undesirable activity. That's unavoidable, but I think that you don't want to be making legislation or making rules or being the fun police for the lowest common denominator.
Hospitality Association New Zealand have released a set of strict guidelines for bars to follow to ensure their rugby mornings are safe and effective. If this World Cup exemption goes to plan, they're hoping there will be more for other sporting events in the future. Emily van Veldhoven, Offside.
There's a big rugby league final in Auckland this weekend. The Canterbury Bulls are set to play Counties Manukau in what's going to be a thriller. Ruben Mama talks to the local lads about their chances.
The Canterbury Bulls rugby league team are on a quest this weekend to win back-to-back national titles.
The guys deserve to be there, and they're only going to get this chance this year. They might not get a chance again, so you know, it'll be huge. It'll be huge for rugby league, and it'll be huge for these guys as a group to be able to achieve something together. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
A lot of talk's been that Canterbury never gone back-to-back, so as a captain, mate, it's going to be awesome, and just can't wait to get out there and do our best. Yeah.
The team will play the Counties Manukau Stingrays, who they lost to in their round 6 clash earlier this year, and are looking for redemption.
Definitely one team that I'd like to go back-to-back and win a final against Counties. No, really excited, looking forward to bringing that trophy back.
So what drives this footy team?
They all get along really well, and they train hard and they work hard for each other, and they're good mates, you know, on and off the field, so I think it counts for a lot.
The boys have a few ideas of how to take the sting out of their opponents.
If we turn up with the full pack that we've got, we're definitely going to dominate. So our forward pack, as long as we're dominant in the middle, I think we're going to go a long way with our young fellas and finish out wide on the edges.
The team know they're playing for more than themselves.
This group, we affect kids and everyone who supports us too, boys. So keep that in the back of the head too, eh? When times get tough out there, the game's bigger than us, eh?
The boys travel to Auckland tomorrow and have their sights firmly set on their opponents. Bulls don't like red. The Stingrays wear red. So should they be scared?
I think so. No, we were going up there for the win, mate, and nothing less. We got the trophy and we intended to keep it.
So be scared, Counties Manukau. The Bulls are coming for you. Ruben Mama, Offside.
And if you're not lucky enough to be heading up to the game yourself this weekend, Sky Sport will have all the action from 3 p.m.
Now, Em here's a country girl herself, so Em, can you give me your best Bulls impression?
My best bull impression.
Bull?
Okay. That's so ugly.
Moving on.
There was a time when I was able to do a single flip on a trampoline and I thought I was good, but then I watched this story. Offside reporter Sam Pickering meets 3 girls destined for the world stage.
Trampolining. Seems, pretty easy. I could do that. Yeah, I could. Maybe not. Here at the Olympia Gym in Hornby, 3 stars are preparing for the world champs.
We do about 2.5, 3 hours from Monday to Saturday, plus the hours we do outside of training for fitness and things like that. So around 16, 17 hours physically on the tram.
It's busy. We train almost every single day, but it's good because you're with your family, so it's really fun.
The trio will compete in Denmark in December with the rest of the New Zealand team, something 13-year-old Charlotte is looking forward to.
I'm really excited because I've only ever been to one international competition before and never worlds.
So, what is trampolining?
Basically it's like sort of gymnastics but on a trampoline, and you just do like a routine of 10 skills and try and do it as neat as you can and just work on trying to get it difficult and stuff.
And how does one get a good score?
It depends on your posture and your skills and how tight your position is.
The line, so when you kick out and make your body straight, how nice does it look? Your fingers are straight, your toes are pointed, things like that all get deducted if they're not there.
Until they leave, the girls will be training day in, day out, fine-tuning their routines. Best of luck, team. We know you'll rise to the challenge. Sam Pickering, Offside.
Amazing stuff. Good luck, girls. Now, if you've ever been to a Canterbury rugby game, you would have seen Larry the Lamb. But who is the man behind the mascot? I went along to find out. He can sing.
Their jerseys coloured red and black.
He can dance.
For the Canterbury boys, come on, get yourself up.
But who is Larry the Lamb?
I've always sort of been wanting to see his face, ever since I was younger. I've always been intrigued to know what he looks like.
I used to ball boy when I was, so long ago. And we used to share a changing room with Larry the Lamb. So he used to always come in, and I never actually seen him without his helmet, and it kind of scared me.
So, who is the mysterious man behind the mascot?
Larry gets away with a bit out there. He's a bit silly and a bit naughty, so a bit more subdued when I don't have the head on.
This all started from a night at the footy club with former player and now Crusaders coach Todd Blackett's family.
Went to the supporters club one night and I was having a few Fantas. Billy Bush was there, it was a great night, and Caroline came up to me, that's Todd's mother, and said, "Wag, you're a bit of an idiot. So I've got a job for you." And I woke up the next morning and thought, what have I done? And that's how it started. I've been doing it ever since.
Larry's been grazing the sidelines for 20 years.
He's our mascot, he's the sort of the face of our team. When little kids think of Canterbury, they think of Larry, and the job he does on the sideline is, it's not. We don't underestimate it.
Since 1996, Mike's only missed a few matches, but he has thought about giving it all up.
I started to think I'll give it away, but my kids said to me, "You can't stop. Keep going, Dad." And I do it for the kids. Yeah, the kids coming along. I spend most of my time now out there signing autographs and keeping the kids happy.
You might be wondering, who's next in line?
I know my son wants to give it a go, and he's 12, so I've worked it out. By the time he's driving, maybe he can come along and do it.
So it seems this head's in good hands. Kirsty Stanway, Offside.
Maybe instead of retiring, Larry the Lamb could come cheer us on, because little do you guys know, this is like our 50th take. But anyway, moving on, it's time for our young gun. Ruben Mama checks out a couple of teenagers who are very sharp at their sport.
So I'm down here in Addington looking to do a story on fencing in Canterbury. Well, I found a fence, but the fencer who made this, he's nowhere to be seen. This is obviously a bit of his earlier work, but I mean, he's not here. I have to go look somewhere and try and find him. Oh, g'day, mate.
What are you doing? Wrong fencing. We're over there.
This is fencing. I'm Weiling Chan.
And I'm Sheldon Ogilvie, and
we're
this week's Young Guns for Offside.
Both Sheldon and Weiling have pretty handy fencing CVs, achieving the top rank in their age group in New Zealand. But what does it mean to represent their country on the world stage?
I feel like it's a really great opportunity to be a role model to other people, because they don't think that they have the ability to do that, but we've kind of shown them that you can. You just have to train, you have to show other people that you can get to that level.
It lets me go places and do some pretty awesome things, like represent our country at a world stage and show that even though we're small, we can still be great, and like she said, like inspire other people to give it a shot and see how far they can go with this sport.
Getting this good doesn't happen without hours of hard work.
14 or 15 hours a week sometimes, yeah.
And what do this talented pair love most about this sport?
The strategy behind it is just not like pure technique or strength and power, it's also a lot of mind.
The feeling when you get a point, like you've outsmarted and you've bet your opponent every point that you get, and that feeling is just amazing.
Coach Daniel Chang definitely sees a bright future ahead for these rising stars of fencing.
World champ is their aim, and also for future focus, I would say it is good to see them in one of the Olympics.
Sheldon has a pretty effective way to convince anyone thinking of giving the sport a go.
You get to play with swords all day, and you know, who doesn't want to do that?
Ruben Mama, Offside.
The All Blacks may need a bit of that poise this weekend in their clash against France. It's been a big talking point this week, with a clear history between the two countries.
And of course, who could forget that last time the two sides met? New Zealand beat France in the final of the 2011 Rugby World Cup by 1 point. And of course, there was that time that no one likes to talk about. Let's just say the 2007 World Cup disaster.
But the boys are in great form and should definitely get up this weekend. Kick-offs at 8 o'clock Saturday morning, so let's hope the boys don't cock it up.
In the other quarterfinals, Ireland will play Argentina, Scotland will take on Australia, and Wales meet South Africa.
CrossFit is a style of training that's gaining weight globally. Offside reporter Barnaby Clark went to the gym to see how the big boys are setting the benchmark.
It starts with cross and ends in fit, but for legal reasons we can't call it that. So let's go with
performance training and lifestyle fitness.
Surge Performance is one of a number of such gyms taking off in Christchurch, and what sets it apart from the average Joe?
We don't do body part splits and things like that. We're using your whole body all the time. We're mixing strength training with your cardio, so we don't ditch one for the other.
For those unsure what that means,
if you're more athletically inclined, then you'll start to learn a few of the Olympic lifts. And then, you know, it's that high intensity cardio that we're after as well, so they'll spend a lot of time doing intervals on the rowing machine, running hills, gymnastic type movements, rope climbs and things like that. But I'd say the foundation movement that we'd use would be some form of a squat.
And it seems more and more Cantabrians are dropping the dumbbells and giving this type of fitness a go.
It's been growing, say, almost exponentially over the last few years. It's just become really, really popular, especially with the younger guys, and I think that's great because for a young kid to be learning to be locked into a machine, doing curls and tricep extensions and things, it's just not great for a developing body.
To learn more about this type of training, I decided to spend a day with the guys and see what they get up to.
We've got a few weightlifters coming in, got to teach a few classes, we're going to go for a run down to the reserve, then later on we've got another couple of classes, and then we're going to take the group out to Corsia Bay for a run, swim, run, bit of a freezing duathlon type thing, and then that will finish up the day.
Watching the team doing workouts of the day, or WODs, started to make me feel a bit guilty about my dad bod. So, with summer around the corner and a need to start shredding for R&V, I decided to jump on the bandwagon. While the trainers were out on a 4K run, I signed up to the group session at Corsia Bay. 4 kilometres of hill running and a 400 metre swim. which brought me here. As Dan pointed out the great white sharks, I wondered why I agreed to this. But with the boys ready, I couldn't back out now. So it was on, trailing the first 2 Ks, but look at that form. I managed to make it back, panting, but in one piece.
Mate, that run was far too easy. Time for a 400 metre swim. Here I go.
And while I make it look easy, I'm slowly freezing to death. Take it all in, ladies, take it all in.
Mate, part dolphin, part man. Don't call me Flipperfoot for nothing.
Even the guys couldn't deny my athletic ability.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to come out of the swim that early, but hey, yeah, he's doing good.
The habit's down, mate. The habit's down. Now it's time for the easy part. It's just a couple of K run up a hill. Nothing to it.
Right.
Nothing to it.
If you beat that guy home.
I'll see you later, mate.
Beat Dan home, buddy.
Oh, here I come. Nope, that's not me. Or that. Here I am. Nope. Woo! Here I am.
Bruised, battered and beaten. But I've got to hand it to these guys. They just keep going.
Barnaby Clark, offside.
I 100% rate Barnaby's dad bod.
Okay. The ASB Youth Football League is underway with our Canterbury boys bagging a win in their first home game last weekend. Sam Pickering caught up with the head coach Andy Pittman to chat about the season ahead.
This week we're joined with Canterbury Youth coach Andy Pittman. Andy, thanks for joining us, mate.
Oh, no problem.
Congratulations on the first win of the season with a 1-0 win against Waitakere United. How was that game?
Oh, it's fantastic to get our first result, or at least our first win, and we got it in front of the home crowd, so that was great.
Awesome. Even though you're off to a good start, I'm imagining you've still got a lot of work to do, being so early in the season.
Yep.
How's the gelling and the team bonding going?
Look, the boys are a great bunch. We've got 25 lads that we've got in, and you can see behind us they're working hard at their game. On the weekend, we played really well against Waitakere, who were one of the favourites. Got a very strong side, but we've got things to work on, and we know that, and the boys know that, so they're not getting carried away. And we just keep working hard. We got the top of the table on the weekend, so we'll see how that goes.
How are you going to prepare for that?
Well, I guess we don't need any motivation in terms of when you're playing against a top team. Hopefully, you always turn up, but we've got a few technical and tactical things to work on. So we've been, I guess, just getting the boys in, our heads down. We've told them, pat them on the back, but we've told them that one result doesn't mean that they're a good side, and the boys are humble enough to know that.
I'm also imagining your aim is to win the Youth League. How do you plan to do that with the squad you've got?
Well, we've selected a squad of 25 players, as I mentioned, and those players are ranged from 19 to 15. But my belief is that those players have been selected to win the competition. So initially it's about scouting the right players to play to the style that you want to do and what you want to play. Then in terms of how you do that, well, unfortunately the league is a very, very short league. We play 11 games, so it's really just a sprint rather than a marathon. We've got some of our senior players. You'll see in the background the senior side of training as well. And 5 of our boys are in there at the moment training with them. So we've got to use our squad, and I guess you have to have a strong squad to win the league. So that's what we want to. I guess that's what we're using really, is a squad.
So obviously the team can't be the exact same next year.
Yep.
Are you excited for what next year is going to bring with the talent coming through?
I'd say that the quality, the depth of quality may still need to be worked on in Canterbury. I think that we really are picking the creme, the cream of the crop, and underneath that there may be only a few that are good enough to be part of this squad at this stage. I hope that changes over the next few years. We've taken, I guess, a decision to work with a range of players of different ages. So we've got 15-year-olds in there that will hopefully be with us for 4 years if they don't go on to bigger and better things.
And finally for me, have you got a good bunch of lads here?
Oh look, I mean, just look, you can see them out there. Look, we're training 3 times a week. We're asking a lot of them. When we play home games, we're training on a Saturday as well, so that's 4 times a week plus the game. So these boys are putting in a lot of effort. I can't knock them for that, and they're sticking together, they get on well, and given that they've got a range of ages, as we said, it's amazing the respect that's being shown out there between the ages.
Hey Andy, that's all for me. Thank you so much for your time.
No worries.
And don't forget the Silver Ferns are playing the Australia Diamonds this Tuesday night. It's the first test that have been played here in the Garden City since the earthquakes.
And at the recent Netball World Cup in Sydney, New Zealand beat Australia in pool play and lost to the Aussies in the final. So you can guarantee the girls won't be going down without a fight.
And speaking of netball, the Kashmir High team are on a high after playing in the New Zealand secondary school champs. Offside reporter Kirsty Stanway finds out the secret behind their success.
2015 has been a special year for the girls in maroon. It's the first time their netball team has made it to the New Zealand secondary school champs.
We've been in the top 8 at South Islands for the last 3 years, so it's been really good to just kind of crack that top 4 and make it here to nationals.
The coach and manager have more than 35 years experience.
I've been at Kashmir High School for 22 years, and I've been involved with netball in some capacity for all that time. I've had a couple of years off managing while Kelly's been coach, but most of the time that she's been coaching, I've been managing.
Their 7th placing is the school's highest ever result. So what's so special about this year?
I guess they're a great team and they just play for each other on court, and so everybody just did their jobs.
Netball aside, there was another competition brewing, the Netball New Zealand lip sync.
We have to say we are quite professional at it. We've made quite a few videos throughout the season. One to White Lines. With a team like this, it's easy to see why the coaches won't leave. And now to the burning question. Will you be sticking around for the next 13 years?
I don't know about 13. It looks like I'll be still sticking around for next year.
And Carla has another reason to hang in there.
I've got a daughter actually who's coming to the school, not next year but the year after, and I want Kelly to still be coaching when my daughter comes through. So I'm encouraging her to stay on board for at least another 7 years or so.
Kirsty Stanway, Offside.
And now it's time for this week's Can You Quotes Challenge. Last week we had Keisha Grant and she challenged Canterbury First 5 Richie Moanga. Russell Maloney sees if he's as good as quotes as he is at footy.
Welcome to Can You Quotes Week 2. I'm here at Rugby Park in Canterbury with Canterbury First 5'8" Richie Moanga. G'day Richie.
G'day, how's it going?
All going well?
Yep, not too
Excellent.
bad.
You've been challenged by Mainland Tactics Keisha Grant.
Richie Moanga, you're up next.
She got 4 out of 8 in Can You Quotes. How do you think you're going to go?
Yeah, I've been preparing pretty well this week. My nutrition's been really good. I'm well hydrated today. So I think, 8 out of 8 should be pretty good.
You're a goal kicker as well. There's a bit of wind here. What's the tactics?
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that's fair actually. I think she's doing it on a pretty good day. But the wind, I'm just going to have to adjust. But, I'm just going to have to hang it up there. I think it's a bit of a left to right breeze. I'll just hang it out there a bit left and it should be all right.
And some of the boys have been mentioned that you've been practicing for a few days now.
Yeah, I've been on YouTube, highlights and figuring out the best way to go about this. This isn't actually what I was thinking of in mind, but it'll do, it'll be right.
Hey, all the best.
Thank you. G'day, I'm Richie Moanga from Canterbury Rugby Team. I got 2 on Can You Quotes and I challenge you, Sophie Cox.
Good luck for this weekend's game, Richie.
Thanks, mate.
Poor guy, although he did talk himself up to me and Russie, saying that he was going to score 8 out of 9, but it definitely isn't as easy as it looks.
Anyway, from rugby to hockey, let's hope that Sophie Cox can give it a go. And that's all from us tonight. Best of luck to all Canterbury athletes and teams playing sport this weekend.
Also, thanks to the guys at Russley Golf Course for having us here today. We avoided having any fours, so that's a positive. Good night.
Good. We're supposed to say that together.
Good night.
1, 2, 3.
Good night. You didn't grab the tripod.